Hey, good morning everybody. I'm out here at a new county park. It's called Anderson Creek County Park. They just opened this up last year, and it's pretty interesting. It's got two trails in it, and one trail is 1.5 miles and one trail is 1.8 miles, so it's a total of about 3 miles. Not too much other than that, but they have it marked pretty good, the trails and stuff. Got a really nice overlook. I reckon eventually they're going to have a nature center out here. Already since I've been out here, I've seen some dog breeds I haven't seen in a long time. One was a lady just had a German. Let's see what she say it was. It was a German foxhound. I don't know, but it was as big as any Great Dane I've ever seen. Then another woman had a let's see, not a weenie dog, not a little Dutch hound, but a basset hound, humongous basset hound. I didn't know they got that long, but it was a pretty dog. She said it was about 15 years old. It was pretty old, but I'm just kind of out here checking this park out because they have a 18-hole golf or disc golf here. If it gets warmer, I'm gonna try out my hand on the disc golf. I used to play disc golf quite a bit, but the closest place there is for me to play now, or used to be, was right at about 20 miles away. In this park here, it's only about 6 miles from my house, so I might be coming out here to visit this park pretty often. However, I will say this, I think everybody's got cabin fever, and so there's a lot of people out here already this morning. I've already ran into one group of people that are taking family photos, got backdrops set up and everything else, got the reflector umbrella and all that, taking family photos. I reckon they're doing some professional jobs, I reckon. But anyway, I'm gonna walk on and I'll kind of let you see what the forest looks like right around this area. I'm kind of hoping to see some deer, but if I don't shut my mouth and be quiet, I'll never see no deer. Okay, well, I'm going to turn you around so you can walk with me. If I see anything interesting, I'll probably make a part 2 to the video. Okay, here we go. I'll turn you around. I'll try to keep it as steady as possible. I don't do too many of these walkabout videos. I'm going to also, I don't normally do this neither, but I'm going to give a shout out to Oregon Bushcraft. He is doing a 500 sub giveaway, so I'm going to give a shout out and make this a VR to him for that giveaway. And the main reason why I really want to enter this giveaway is because he's giving away a video camera, or a new camera, and I'm hoping by having a new camera it might make my videos a little bit better. So that's my main reason for doing the response. Of course, I mean, he's got a really good channel. He does a lot of reviews. He goes to a few primitive places. I mean, he's a good guy, so I like listening to. He's got a real soothing voice, and he does real good videos. But anyway, this is my VR to Oregon Bushcraft. So, but I'll kind of keep my mouth shut because I kind of hoping might be able to see some deer. I think this is a forested pine grove through here. Doesn't look like they've come through and picked up done the pine needles or burn it off in a long time. I imagine they're going to end up having to burn it off come this fall, otherwise everybody walking around in here is going to have ticks all over them. That's normally the reason why they burn a lot of this off, also to keep it from the undergrowth from getting so thick where if it does catch on fire, it don't burn down the whole forest. Usually it's easier for them to do controlled burns than to let the forest burn down. Yeah, an outdoor group I belong to, the Fayetteville Outdoors. They supposed to be coming out here at 11 o'clock and doing both trails, but they're for the most part, I've walked with them before, but for the most part, they're power walkers. They're exercise walkers, where most of us bushcrafters, we're hunter-gatherers. And being hunter-gatherers, we look to see what we can gather. And so we don't like doing the power walking, because we do power walking, we liable to miss something that we'd like to see. Or for that matter, we could gather. Forest Park rules, you can't do no gathering through here. You're supposed to leave all natural resources alone. And we had 2 weeks of really pretty good weather. Now all of a sudden it's gotten cold again. It's supposed to get down to 28 tonight. And let me walk over here. I want to see what this is. Like you say, every forest you go into, you find trash. But check this out. This is looks like an old Sears tiller. Let me see, what does it say? I actually think that's what it is a Sears tiller. I actually used to have one that looked just like this. And I could actually use that handle on mine, but I turned mine into a small engine repair shop, and they stripped it of parts to use for parts for older ones. But this thing right here could come in handy for parts for somebody. Of course, the pulleys, that pulley might be good. The tines, well, no, the tines are rusted pretty bad. But that handle and the clutch engage there, the belt engage, looks like it's still in pretty good shape. Oh well. Anyway, I say you can find junk just about everywhere. I imagine if you see the piles, let me back up here. If you see that the piles all through here, I imagine if you dug down into it, I imagine this is an old junkyard is probably what this is. And if you dug down into it, there ain't no telling what all you could find down in there. But that's just a resource. You know, it could have been a resource for somebody, you know, 20, 30 years ago. And I don't actually know who sold this land or how this land was acquired for the county, but the county may have bought it or it might have been donated. I really don't know. Okay, we'll move on about. I say that's the thing about not power walking. You can actually see stuff. I imagine the snakes were coming out there for a while, and then with it getting cold again like it is right now, I imagine snakes are probably already coiled back up or trying to find them some sunshine to get into. Either way, I'm sure this early in the spring, I'm sure they're still slow, even if there is any snakes out this time or yet. I know I talked to a woman yesterday in the store. Normally we don't get normally I'll put out my hummingbird feeders right around the 12th, 15th of April, but she said she's already seeing hummingbirds, so I'll probably go home this afternoon and clean up my hummingbird feeders and make some feed, to get some feed in the feeders. My little old camp hound Brandy, she seen me with my pack and she cried and wanted to come, but I may bring her eventually, but since I didn't really know anything about this park, I wasn't going to bring her, not knowing anything about the trails. Because I think she could actually handle these trails pretty good. She'd probably enjoy walking out here. Anyway, I imagine this is pretty much what the whole forest is going to look like, or all the trails are going to look like. So, but if I do see anything interesting or anything, I say I'll turn you back on and make a part 2, or I might actually play with an editing program to see if I can figure out how to edit these and join 2 videos together. That's one of the reasons why I don't do no kind of editing or anything like that, because I really don't know how. Maybe one of these days I'll figure it out. Anyway, I hope y'all have a good weekend and get outdoors. And like I say, this is a shout out to Oregon Bushcraft. Y'all take care. Getting ready to come into a small clearing. I'll hold you on until you get to the clearing. Won't be long. I'll be doing I got about another 120 pages of a book, and then that'll be 3 books since my last book review. And so it won't be long. I'll be doing another book review. Yeah. Also, I'm kind of looking forward to Coal Craven doing the next part in the Pathfinder Phase 1 challenge. I know it's got something to do with pine sap, making pine sap glue. I didn't bring nothing to collect anything with today, but I've got pine trees all over my house. I'll be able to collect from. Okay, well, I'm gonna cut you off since we're going back into the darkness. Let's say y'all have a good weekend.